It's Friday. That means it's time for On Terre Haute. We're joined now by Terre Haute Mayor Duke Bennett to talk about some of the different things that are going on in the city in Terre Haute. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Great to be here.
With the summer and coming up and spring here, we're talking about high grass. It is becoming an issue around our area. What is the city doing to try and combat this problem?
Well, as you said, it's that time of the year. Rain comes about every few days and the grass just grows like crazy. We've got a lot of abandoned properties. We've got, it's a real mess. We're getting a lot of complaints about that. And the system that we set up a couple of years ago, we changed it a little bit. We give people warnings first. So we give them 3 days to get their grass cut, pick up the trash, whatever it might be. And so if there's somebody living in the house or a homeowner or somebody you can get a hold of in the community, that works pretty well. But when you have out-of-town owners on these properties, it's a property that's going to come up in the next tax sale or it's in foreclosure. We can't make anybody cut it because they won't do it. So all you can do is write them a ticket and then get it into the legal system, and then it's out of our hands. And so, the city properties that we take over, we cut. We hire a contractor to do those. It's those ones that are kind of in between. They don't have some resolution to them. And so we asked people to call and let us know. We can check the status of that home, and we can go out and cite them and get the legal process started. But then it's up to the city court judge to decide how he's going to handle that, and then they have to respond to it. So they make a court appearance a few weeks down the road and then deal with the ticket. So just because we've reported or given them a ticket doesn't mean it's going to be cut immediately. It still may take weeks to work its way through the legal system.
And kind of shifting gears, let's talk a little bit about budgets. We've been talking about this forever, it seems like. But this year is kind of the year where you're going to see, as people in the town are going to see things maybe start to be different or services start to be cut, that sort of thing.
Right. We've been working on this a couple of years.
Right.
And we've continued to cut the budget. We continue to make adjustments, not filling some positions, things like that. We just haven't had any true reduction of services yet. And so we're funded for this year. We've got enough money to pay the bills for 2010. It's 2011 where it really gets us because, we're losing $6.4 million this year. We're getting ready to get our first tax disbursement in June. Well, when we get June and December, it's going to be $6.4 million less than what we took in last year, okay, in essence. And so we've got enough reserves and the cuts that we've made to get us through this year. But the hard times are coming because services are going to have to be cut. We're just not going to be able to staff at the same level. We're not going to be able to be out as fast, and that's just the reality of it. People look at it and say, my tax bill went down, and that's a good thing, and I understand that completely. But that's over $6 million a year less we have to operate. It's 23% of our budget that's gone forever. And
There's a flip side to that.
Yeah, exactly, and that just means you can do less stuff. And so I'm asking people to be patient with us. We're going to work through this, and we're going to find a way to do the best we can with what we've got.
And I was reading something that said that you guys are working with the state to kind of hedge gasoline costs with your own fleet?
Yep, we did that, and we locked in a price for the rest for a year period of time. And so we don't have to worry about those fluctuations. Back in 2008, when the gas prices went up, we spent an extra $400,000 that year on fuel costs. Well, now we know what we're paying for the rest of the year, and so it's good for the budget. So it's the first time we've ever participated in that. It was a new thing the state did. It seems to be going to work very well for us.
Good. And another thing that you have done, your administration has started to maybe kind of see what people are thinking about and how they would like you to go ahead with all these different budget cuts and services that they want, is to do these neighborhood forums, and you have started them, and you have one actually coming up next week.
Yeah. It'll be down at the Booker T. Washington Center there at 13th and College on May 19th. It'll be our second one. We changed the format just a little bit this year and did it by city council district, so we grouped some neighborhoods together. But yeah, you get that feedback. People tell you what's going on in their neighborhood, but we've also been getting feedback from them about, well, if you lose some services, what's most important to you. We did some surveys, and so we're trying to help make those decisions based on the feedback from the public.
And what time's that meeting going to be held?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock out at the Booker T. Washington Center.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Great to be here.
Thank you. If you'd like to see this segment again, or you have a segment idea of your own, you can go to WTHI-TV.com and click on the community page.